Frenzzyy family. Good night, everyone. Welcome to another Sports Frenzzyy podcast. I'm your host, Levon. With me tonight, I have Ryan, the Chelsea man, and also the Englishman. And then I have the man who comes from Kenya. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm talking about the long distance runner, Chris. That man support also at side. This man is actually an African, and yet this man is supporting a Spanish team. Who does that? Who really does that? But anyways,
Adam, I
big up
tell
to the
you.
Liverpool man, Chris. And
Adam, I tell you.
and for the first time, we have the CEO of Top Rock Sports Jamaica, Bobby Simpson. And Bobby, this is your minute to do your advertisement, man. Just give our viewers a little info as to what Top Rock Sports offers.
Top Rock Sports. Top Rock is a Jamaican brand, first of all. We have been around for 2 years now. We manufacture and sell sporting equipment. We have the best quality and the best price. You can check us out on Facebook and on Instagram, Top Rock Sports, JA. Yeah.
All right, so it's first time you're on the show. Great, Bobby. As the man,
Yeah, man.
But hopefully it won't be the last. And let's point out that Bobby is a Brazilian, but as we have become accustomed to with a lot of Brazilian fans, including one of our analysts, Jason, they have a soft spot when it comes down to England. I don't know if because they support Manchester United or because they support the English team, but they have a soft spot for the English national team.
And I don't know it makes sense, but it is what it is.
But we're going to actually start tonight. It's on track and field. Over the weekend, we saw one of the greatest 100-meter run ever. The second, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce became the second fastest woman in history by running 10.63, slowing down. We're here talking about what Sha'Carri this and Sha'Carri that and Elaine this and Elaine that. Well, Shelly came out and said, "Here what? I'm here and I'm here to stay, and this is who I am." And some time ago, it was on this same show that Shakes and I was having discussion about these athletes unable to break the 10-7 barrier. She's after the race, she came out and she said that it was one of her main goals this season to get below that 10-7, and a lot of people are accrediting her performance to the coach, Ronaldo Walcott. Normally, we know that Steve Frano would normally hold back his athletes somewhat. I've gathered info, and a lot of people are saying that it's been a while that Shelly wanted to run this fast time, but has always said no, let's save it. But this time around, her toe was fully healed, and she's gearing up to really go after the time. And as I said, you could have seen that based on the race itself, she could have run a little bit faster. But I'm going to start with Chris on this one. Chris, your take on that 10.63 by Shelly?
It was a brilliant run, and like I pointed out to Shakes earlier when we was discussing it, I think Shakes was worried about COVID and athletes, and I was telling him no, because the times that we're running at the time, I realized that COVID really more COVID didn't really do nothing to these athletes. Basically, it didn't throw no training off, because the professional athletes will get their training done. They will get their training done somehow there, and even on the US scene. But back to Shelly, it was a great run. It's the second fastest. I think Carmelita Jetta did at the second fastest time. I think 10.64 Jetta ran. So it's good to see Shelly. If there's an athlete now running, I think she deserved the time, and she looked really good. I was in no doubt that she was the person to beat at the Olympics. Nonetheless, seeing Richardson, I just knew that a champion, it's just hard to beat a champion, because Bolt showed us at Olympic Games that Gatlin was running the track scene for 2 years, didn't lose a race, and then come to the Olympics, or the World Championship at the time, and he choked. So same thing for Shelly. She's the one to beat. Once she's fit, she's always the person to beat. So great race from her. Now, I am not really surprised, because she ran 10.8. She ran 10.8 and it looked good. And I really thought she would have run 10.7 when she ran the 10.8. So I am not really surprised, and I don't think she's even surprised because obviously training has
Well,
been.
she was.
She was,
She
yeah.
was actually.
You
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, man.
Um,
She said it, man. She said it that she surprised herself.
uh, well,
But
it's a good indication to show where she at, and I don't think she's going back near that right now. You won't see nothing like that until the Olympic Games again.
ourselves, man. Charles, we're going to see it. But we're going to bring in Jason comment. It's Jason saying that for her to be running this fast time at this age after having a baby is huge testament to her and Walcott, forever confirming her status as our sprint queen. Shakes has said it multiple times that Shelley is the greatest female sprinter ever. Shake said it. And we're also going to bring Christoph comment up, saying that very smooth race. It didn't look like a 10-6-6-3 race, but her acceleration was impressive. That was the thing that I was impressed by because naturally we know that when it comes down to the top end part of Shelley race, she normally tend to
Yeah.
be coming back to the pack. But this
She
time around,
ran,
she was just going away, going away, going away. It
and
was
that,
it was a perfectly executed race.
and that point, Levant, she ran her fastest 200-meter this season, so that speaks testament to what's happening in her training.
All
So her
right,
top end speed is there.
Bobby, I wanted to chime in on this topic because generally people tend to think that the older you get, probably the more slower you will get and things like those. But Kim Collins has defied that somewhat because Kim Collins ran his PB when he was around 37, I believe. Now here's Shelly and Fraser running 10.63 at her age. What's your take on it?
Well, actually, I find it very surprising. When hold on, sorry about that. Yeah, I find it very surprising when I saw her run the 10.63. It's early season. I wasn't expecting such a fast time. It wasn't a really quality field. I think Natasha Marson was in the race. I wasn't expecting such a fast time. She was surprised herself. Um, it's really good for her. Shakari, as we've seen on social media, she's been very, hypey and those stuff like that. So I think this 10.63 would put her in her place and let you know that, Shelly is here, she's the woman, and she will take the Olympic title.
Well, guess what? Shakari came out after the race and said that they have to give her some props for being around because if she wasn't around, then hey, what? A lot of people,
Who told her that?
included. Huh?
Who told her that?
Good question. But I can't answer that one. But what I'm saying though is that a lot of people, and especially Jamaicans, are criticizing her for that. But I per se, I like it. You know why? I like when there's bantering amongst athletes. It tends to want you to perform at a higher level. Showmanship and all that. I'm all for that. And imagine, and if you look at it, generally over the years, it has proven that this is very good for the sports. And let's look at it from this standpoint, being a Jamaican. If you see Shakari come out and say, "Oh, if I wasn't on the scene, then this wouldn't have happened," and this and that, it will motivate the Jamaican athletes to say, "Hey, little girl, go and sit down, man. You're nowhere in comparison to us." So I mean, I like what I saw, and overall, I'm just looking so much to this trials that is coming up. Ryan, your take on the event itself?
Well, I was surprised. I don't know about anybody else. I was surprised. As I said, we were here a few weeks ago discussing the possibility of Shelley doing 10 point below, well, doing below 10.7.
Yeah.
And we also mentioned the fact that Frano was one of the reasons why she hasn't done it or done it regularly. And you also mentioned it in your preamble earlier. This seems as if her coach now is telling her to just run freely, regardless of the events. I don't know how she will run in the corresponding fixtures leading up to the Olympics. So that remains to be seen. But it seems as if she's under a different training regime at this point in time. So I was surprised by it. I'm glad for it. And let us see if she really can actually do 10.60 or maybe even sub 10.6. That would be something to see.
True. Your Shake's also saying that without that girl, he's making reference to Shakari. it wouldn't drive the competition as it will. Shakes, I was taken
I
to
don't know
task
about that.
on Saturday. I was taken to task on Saturday when I pointed it out that 10.72 by Shakari early in the season was the benchmark for all these athletes. People are saying that how is supposed to be benchmark when Shelly and those athletes PB is faster. I'm like, they did that years ago. The girl dropped 10.72 very early in the season, right? And
Um,
unlike
I'm gonna finish.
unlike before when she normally run those fast times, it was on the circuit, right throughout the collegiate circuit. On this occasion, she's not running at them on the circuit, and she has also a change of coach.
And this is why I
Hold on.
disagree with. This is why I
Hold on.
disagree with.
I wanted to chime in first, Lynn. Just give me 1 minute to say something. Why I disagree. Jamaicans traditionally never care about USA's time going into a world championship or an Olympics. Why do you think we care now? Why do you think Jamaican runners care about USA? Americans have always tend to run fast, and then when it comes to the Olympic, they fade away. So why do you think at this point Jamaicans are like, oh wow, we need to beat our time now because at the Olympics we don't know what will happen. We never really care about how fast they run. We always
Oh,
run at a steady
Ryan,
pace, and then in the Olympics
one thing that
we step up
what
our
that I'm
we step
saying
up
is
our
that
game. So
what I'm looking at though.
I don't agree with that.
All right, what I'm saying is that it's not a case that the Jamaicans has to look at it and said that hey, we have to beat the time now. Not necessarily no, but this drive them within its sense, right? Because as I said, she has switched camps, and unlike before when she was always running right through the collegiate circuit, this time around it's not that case. You are going to say something, Chris, and I'm going to let you get to that. But 10.72 early in the season, of course, that is going to be the benchmark that a lot of people will want to get to. Even more so with a short season. Chris was saying that people are behind the scenes doing this and doing that. But I mean, if you have a short season, right, and then you see someone dropping 10.72, this is going to be the benchmark going into whatever meet it is.
But Levon, this is the main point. What you notice about every other athlete except Shakari, everyone time getting better. This is the right time to peak. Everyone, when Shakari run, would have thought that she peaked too early, like she would have done in her college days, because she was speaking for the NCAA. But now everyone, including just look at all the Jamaican female sprinters. Brianna, everybody getting better because now it's the time to sharpen up. So no one was really threatened about her early. From English Gardner would have done 10.74 already at a trials. And that didn't shake nobody really.
Chris, I'm going to attack your point though, Who told you that this girl has peaked? Because she ran 10.72, right? And then she ran also another 10.7. After that, we can count on her hands the amount of races she has run since then. She ran in the Gateshead meet the other day. Since then, she hasn't run. How can we tell that she's actually at her peak?
I am saying people are thinking that. Same like how you is coming to the conclusion that it probably had to Shelly running that. That is a conclusion, It's a conclusion that you come to.
Which one?
We have no evidence that Shelly had that in her mind when she ran that, or Shelly was paying attention to that as to why. Because it is always a goal for Shelly. So it's your conclusion.
Chris, since you guys say I'm speculating, we're all here speculating. None of us know what was the real reason.
That me basically I said. So I can speculate that she peaked, like most people say she peaked too early.
Yeah, and I can say that Shelly ran that fast because Shelly had the 10.72 by her early season on her mind. It's just the same, we're just speculating about because none of us is inside these camps and we don't know what is going on inside these athletes' head. Yes, I mean, if you look at it, yes, Shelly has always wanted to do this 10.7. This sub 10.7, right?
Yeah.
I can argue from one point and say, okay, Shelly had it in mind. She came out Saturday morning and saw that, conditions were perfect for sprinting. So why not try to go after it? As she said, she never really expected it. But there's a guarantee that at some point, it's somewhere circling the back of her head. And yes, we know that they have done whatever before and all of that. But what you did in previous seasons, that can't bring forward come to this particular season, right? Because you could easily run hard. It's just like you saying, right? Usain ran 9.58. A lot of people say, "Oh, this is Usain Bolt benchmark." No, it isn't. It's based on what people are doing in that particular season that you have to acclimatize yourself to actually go into that season and say, "Hey, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do." Yes, you might have run 9.58, but who to tell if you are in the same shape that you were in?
Levon, all I'm going to tell you is English Gardner run 10.74 at the US trials. Didn't medal that year at the Olympics. That's all I'm going to tell you. People know these things, Levon. That was a benchmark at the time, you know. The 10.74 English Gardner run at the US trials. I remember because US trials normally happen before the Jamaican trials. People talk all type of things. Didn't medal at no injury, you know. So this is no injury that caused her not to medal. She didn't medal. So this is nothing new. That's all I'm saying. Nothing new.
Okay. To answer to Wally, I'm not going to take your comments serious. You know why? You're one of those patriotic Jamaicans that doesn't see things from the other side. You always just look at it from Jamaican perspective. It's just like we can say point blank, you and Blake, not gonna wear. You know, it's stuck up that, oh, you and Blake can come back. So no, Wally, I'm not going to take you serious. And Jetta normally ran faster trials, and then she normally performs at World Championship and all of those. So I mean,
you know what I want to speculate, Levon? This 10.72 you all booting up won't medal. You know,
speculating again. We're always speculating.
Talu a shape up. Everybody will shape up. I'll know I don't see Shakari come back. So everybody must see a time a come down and go down. She not going medal. Me I tell her she not going medal.
And I expect Ilian. I remember you have Ilian, you know.
I'm not even saying nothing. I just realize that on her early time and everybody a shape up and a go down. Everybody are coming at them 1080s and she's and I'll know me see she come back and show me say yes, I have a 1080 here again.
Chris, don't worry yourself, man. She hasn't run since then. But one thing that I want to point out also is that you mentioned Talu. Talu ain't going anywhere.
Okay.
Don't bring Talu in this argument.
Okay.
If you're bringing someone to actually medal, you're talking about Shelly, Ilian, since as a rule of Shakari, you know. So you're talking about Ilian, Shelly, and Asha Smith. Those are the girls that are going to go up there. Talu can't beat Asha Smith.
Okay.
That's a fact.
I don't trust Ilian because the Achilles again seems like it's going to be a problem. So I don't trust her, to be honest.
Again?
Yeah, I don't trust her. I don't trust the Achilles.
I thought you had the Achilles thing started in the break.
I don't know if it's giving her a problem, so I don't trust her. That's why I don't even mention her name. I don't trust.
But final take on this argument, right? You're always saying that this is what the Americans always do at this and do at that. But Jetta has defied that odds. Felix has defied that odds because they have both run fast and in USA, and then they have come to World Championship Olympics and still go on to win. So, I mean,
and still go on to win a silver.
They still win medal. That's the point. Chris and others are saying that, and some of them have one goal.
What they don't do is run these early times so quick in the season and then just come on the scene. That's what I can tell you. If you go back and look at Jetta and all of them, they don't just run this quick time and they say, oh, they lay down the marker and then nothing more for the season.
But Chris, again, as I just said, if you look at it, Shakari hasn't run since the Gateshead meet. That's what I'm pointing to. So until then, okay. My final take on this entire track issue. I'm just looking so forward to this 100 meter. I'm really looking forward to it. First trials and then Olympics. This is going to be a banger. Now we move on to some football. We're going to be discussing Germany, England, and Portugal tonight. And we're going to start off with the Portugal national side. And it leads me back to one thing that Ryan mentioned the other day. Ryan was speaking about that particular Portuguese coach, Fernando Santos. And he's saying that since as we have been criticizing all the other coaches for whatever they have done, why isn't Fernando Santos being placed under scrutiny for the way he plays with this Portugal side? Because they have a deep side and a team with lots of quality. And to see them play so defensive and disorganized, you have to wonder what the hell is he doing there. I'm going to start off with Bobby. on this one. Because Bobby is a Christy fan, so I mean, I have to bring in the Christy fan to give his take first.
Well, Portugal, well, they will be coming into this tournament as the defending champion. Um, they have a lot of attacking threats coming into this tournament. To me, they have one of the deepest squad. They have a solid backline with Ruben Diaz. They have Fontu just coming off a championship with Lille. He might be 37, 38, but he's really solid. In terms of why the coach is playing defensive, I'm not sure. Hopefully, in this tournament, we might see a different Portugal. Basically, hopefully, Cristiano Ronaldo will turn up for this tournament with Felix and Jota and all of those players, and we might see an attacking team.
I said it before, Bobby, and you might not have heard, but I said that if Portugal want to do well, Cristiano Ronaldo should be on the bench. Point blank, and I'm not going to retract that statement. In order for them to do well, that man should be on the bench. Ryan, since as you were the one that brought that Fernando Santos issue to my attention, what's your take overall on this particular side and the way they play? Because they played against Spain the other day, and had Spain not been the team that they are, and had Spain not had the Bobby Simpson up front, I mean Morata, they would have done far way better. But come on, Bobby. Ryan, what do you say about them?
All right, this Portugal team is way better than the team in 2016 that won. That team had all right to be playing defensive football. When you have improved, your performances, playing style wise, should also improve, right? So I would have liked to see a Portugal team with such a squad depth play according to the squad depth that they have. They have not done so. They have attacking qualities in all facets. The fullbacks are very attacking as well. And for some reason, the coach decides to be to play his reactive playing style that he was playing from 2014 when he just came in to 2016 when he won. And they have no reason to be playing like that because they have the qualities there to make a run for it, play proper attacking football. Because watching some of the Spain game, I don't know what Portugal were trying to do because they just sat back and allow Spain to dictate play. And on another day, with another striker, Spain could have run out 3-4-0 winners easily, and it would not flatter to deceive or anything like that. So I don't get what I know. He's a defensive-minded coach, but so Roy Hodgson, as poor as he was for England, when the younger players started to come in, he was not this bad in terms of playing style, and he's a defensive coach. So I'm trying to say that defensive coaches can play more attacking based on the attacking qualities that they have. It's not impossible to play a bit more attacking. So I don't get this fully defensive, reactive football from Santos.
All right, before I get Chris view on the Portuguese side, I'm going to list out their team. So it's goalkeepers Antonio Lopez, Rui Patricio, and Rui Silva. Defenders João Cancelo, Nelson Semedo, Jose Font, Pepe, Ruben Diaz, Nuno Mendes, and Rafael Guerreiro. In midfield, they have Danilo Pereira, João Palina, Ruben Neves, Bruno Fernandes, João Martino, Renato Sanchez, Sergio Oliveira, and William Carvalho. Up front where they are stacked, it's Pedro Gonçalves, who has been brilliant for Sporting this season. Andre Silva is also brilliant for Frankfurt this season. Bernardo Silva, up and down for City. Cristiano Ronaldo, bench captain. Diogo Jota, who has played very well for Liverpool. Gonzalo Guedes, who has gone well off, this season. I mean, when this player actually was coming through, a lot of people were saying that, oh, they expected a lot of him, including myself, but he has flattered to deceive somewhat. Then they have Joao Felix and Rafa Silva from Benfica. Chris, your take on this side, because this side is no small side. This is a very strong side in the boss. So your take on them.
Yeah, I think easily probably the best top in the top three best team on paper. For me personally, I think they have good names. But it's going to come down to the chemistry and how they play. Like Ryan said, they are better than that 2000, the last Euro winners. I think they have a better team. That don't mean that you're going to do better. That's the thing about sports. You having a better team than the last time you won don't mean you're going to do better. And I think Ronaldo need to come trumps for them because obviously he's
From the
having a
bench.
he's not playing. No, I think he should start. I think they need him up front because I think they need him up front. But I like their team. I think they're going to be in the making to go. I can't see them not going to the semifinal.
All right. We'll delve a little bit deeper into this team. So you're the coach of Portugal now, Bobby. What would your ideal starting 11 be?
Well, that's an interesting question. I would have Ruben Diaz at the back. I'd have Fonte partnering him. I'd have Cancelo at right back. At left back, I'd have Guerrero. In the middle of the park now, I would go with Bruno. I would go with is it Pereira, the PSG player?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's been pretty solid for them for Portugal when he plays. And I would go with Bernardo Silva. Up front now, I'd have Cristiano Ronaldo leading the line. On the left, I would go with Jota. And on the right, I would go with who would I select on the right? I'm missing somebody.
Felix?
Nah, man.
Yeah, Pedro Gonçalves, yeah, Bernardo Silva. What is it? It's not Bernardo in midfield.
I'll put Bernardo in the midfield.
On the right. No?
On the right. Yeah, man, on the right side. And yeah, I'd have Felix up front.
So going by what you said, the keeper would have, I believe you would start with Patricio as a keeper.
Yeah, man.
Then you'd have Guerrero left back, Diaz and Font centre back pairing. Cancelo as the right back, Danilo Pereira, Bruno Fernandes, and who was it next midfielder you listed?
Bernardo Silva.
Then up front you'd have Christie, Jota, and
Felix.
Okay.
As we've seen
Ryan.
with Manchester City, you know, Bernardo Silva sometimes he plays a much deeper role. And with Portugal also, Bruno, he doesn't get that license that he gets from Manchester United. He normally actually plays a deeper role as well. So I think they can, the chemistry can be there if they play together.
Yeah, agreed upon. Ryan, I'm sure that you disagree with this because we were talking before we came on here and you were saying that Guerrero tend to flourish when he plays in a 3 at the back system vis-a-vis when he's playing in a 4 at the back. Nuno Mendes, who, if you look at it, is more solid defensively, would actually, I'm not sure if you'd actually start him since he's this youngster just burst through on the scene, or you'd go for the experience. What would you do in this case?
You'd be forced to go for experience here.
No, but remember, you are the coach of Portugal right now.
I know, but I'll be forced to go for experience on a true 18-year-old against Germany, France, and Hungary to a lesser extent in his first tournament. That's showing a player to the Wolves at this point. I mean, you'd have to be forced to expect that Guerrero can hold his own as a left back.
What would the ideal starting 11 be?
Bobby is starting 11 minus Font for Pepe.
That would be the exact lineup that you'd actually use.
Yeah.
Chris, any alternation?
I think I would go with Pepe too.
And that's it. So all of
And
you guys basically
and I'm basically, yeah, I agree with his midfield. Probably Danilo. I'd have find some way to put Danilo in the midfield.
yeah, but they all said that Danilo would play as well.
Oh,
Yeah, center CDM.
oh yeah, he said he would play. Yeah, so I guess yeah.
Why? The toughest part for them will actually be selecting the forward line. That will be the part that will give the coach headache because, yeah, a lot of people would actually want to see Jota, but I mean, the other players deserve a spot as well because, but it's a tough lineup to actually see
It's
when
a
it comes
good
to the
problem
forward
to
line.
have because you want quality coming off the bench. So they probably have a good problem. Because any one of those players coming off the bench is going to really do good for them. So it's a good problem
And
to have.
if you check it as well, there's a likely possibility that probably we won't see Felix starting. Maybe we'll see a 4-4-2 and Bruno might be playing on the right hand side because I've seen him play there a lot of times for Portugal. So I mean that could be one of the possible outcomes. So just have to wait and see how this unfolds. But if this is how Portugal is going into that group to play, prepare to finish fourth place. Because Hungary is going to finish in that place. But let's move
But
on to the next game.
the advantage that Portugal have is Hungary is their first game, you know. So if they do get that first victory, you know, they're basically on top, you know. And Germany and France is going to be a really tough game. So Portugal can have that psychological boost going into the second and the third game.
But you know, Germany has a big advantage in this group, being at home for the 3 games.
Yep, just like England at Wembley. But the thing is that I see draw written over those 2 matches, to be honest.
Yeah,
that's just my take on it. I see Hungary and Portugal drawing, and I see France and Germany drawing. You're not going to see it because they're a
it can be 2016 all over again. Remember that game?
Yeah, man, anything possible.
Portugal top in the group for sure for me. Portugal and someone coming out. I don't know who, but you people have to make up your mind. The Germany and France.
All right, let's move on. We'll just go straight into the German national team, who gave Latvia a Brazil today. They beat Latvia by 7-1, but I don't really take them at serious. The reason being, it's a friendly. Latvia is way, way, way down in the rankings. What I look forward to today was actually how the team actually set up. That was what I was more keen interest to. And based on all indication, Germany will play 3 at the back. Because that's what Joachim Low has reverted to over the past year or 2. So that is where we're at in terms of 3 at the back, and more than likely it will be Hummels, Ginter, and Rudiger playing as the 3 centre backs. What surprised me today was that he actually used Joshua Kimmich as the right wing back, and then he had Cruz, Gundogan, and Gosens right across the floor. And then up front we had Muller, Gnabry, and Havertz. I was saying to someone that this more than likely will be the German team come Euros. Reason being, yes, we have a right back who can also play right centre back and also right wing back in Lucas Casterman. However, his attacking input is not as great as Kimmich and those type of players. So that could be a likely reason why Low has reverted to switching Kimmich back to the right-hand side, although we have seen the best of him centrally for the past 2 seasons. And Ryan was one of them that was alluding to that. And what interests me is that based on that and based on our student play, I was saying it to Ryan as well that the 3-4-3 formation can also switch to. It will still be a 3-4-3, but it will be switched to a diamond where Kimmich will now come into the midfield while whoever is playing as the winger would drop back and help out defensively, while also one of the centre back pairing could also cover for whoever steps into the midfield. So that was my notice of the team itself. I'm not sure if you agree with me or not, Ryan, but I want your take on it as well.
It would be interesting to see Germany go out there against France and Portugal with a midfield of Gundogan and Toni Kroos. That midfield too will be easily overrun. So I think Kimmich needs to come back in central midfield for the big games, for the tournament rather, because every game going to be a big game for Germany. So I don't see. I think that midfield only played today because of their position, but I don't see such a midfield playing against France, Hungary, and Portugal.
Good point,
Because,
Ryan. Because
yeah,
those two did involve in a 6-0 thrashing against Spain. Those two midfielders that you outlined. So good observation.
yeah, and we also
Yeah,
that
man, and
Gundogan.
those same one were involved when we saw Germany beat Brazil 7-1. So I mean, I
Those
get
are
it now.
years ago. That you see,
I
level.
don't care what you want to say. Listen to me.
I deal with recent business.
So since as you want to do, hold on, you want to do it
Be
recent.
recent.
You want to do it with recent. So recently, Joshua Kimmich wasn't involved in that 6-0 challenge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm agreeing with Ryan that.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Personally, for me, still no Ryan. I would have used him because, as I said, Kroos is a bug in the midfield.
And we also Gundogan play CDM against Chelsea.
Yeah, but the difference on this occasion though, Ryan, is that Germany is playing a three at the back. So then you'd have one of those centre back maybe stepping up into midfield at times to play as a central defensive cover. But as for me, I'd actually play Kimmich as a CDM. Yeah. That's where I've seen the best of him. Yeah. So
as to what you just said a while ago, you don't want your midfield to be even though you're going to have three at the back, you don't want your three defenders to be exposed against 4 and 5 attackers instantly like that. You want at least some coverage in your midfield. And Gundogan and Kroos don't provide that coverage.
So the thing that you actually will need to sort out is who is going to play as the right wing back, because there isn't many guys that we can use. Well, I've seen experiment with Gnabry and those players before, but well, let's see how that goes. But
if only the PSG guy. When again? Kera
has fallen off the ball totally, man.
If only he did not drop off.
The one mistake Germany made, and probably he's looking at it and says it's just one season the man really has under his belt, but the guy that played under 21 for us, and yes, Germany won under 21 Euros. A lot of guys never expected it, but yes, we did. We're a tournament team, and that's what we do best. We play good when it comes down to tournaments. But back to the original argument. Riedel, Baku should be the guy that should have been in the squad. Either ahead of Chan or ahead of Jonas Hoffman. Reason being, Riedel, Baku was...
Chan is a Yogilov player.
No, man, but I'm looking at it logically, right? And what I'm saying is that Riedel, Baku would have been perfect for this. Reason being, he plays Wolfsburg as a right wing back, right back, and a right midfielder. That's where he's successful, and generally is that player that is quick, both up and down the wings, right? Whether it comes on to defensive organization or whether it be attacking impetus, as he shown yesterday, it was solid whenever we came under attack from Portugal yesterday, and he was the one who set up the goal for Nmeka, who scored the winning goal yesterday. So, I mean, they made a mistake by not bringing this guy. That's my thinking. Reason being, as I said, Germany doesn't really have a right back or a right wing back per se that is really that good right now. So I would have done that. But finish up a point, Ryan.
You're going to have to sacrifice something then, because it's either you sacrifice your midfield getting overrun to play Kimmich as right wing back, or you sacrifice the attacking intent at right wing back with Klosterman and play Kimmich in his position. So you have you're solid going forward, except maybe on the right. So you just have to sacrifice. Go and come down to that. What is it that you are willing to sacrifice?
You know that for me personally, it would be dropping Toni Kroos. That's just me. I tell that Toni Kroos scored on my team totally. Huh?
No, which is very impossible.
Not necessarily. You know why I can't.
Germany is not a fast team, So how does he really slow it down?
Generally, we are not. But what I'm saying is that you just made my point. Germany doesn't play fast already, and then Toni Kroos is going to make us even
No,
way
I
more
mean
slow.
you has played 100 games for your guys almost. Or is he
Yeah,
100
and that
caps?
was when. And that was when.
Yeah,
Toni
so
Kroos best slot for Germany is behind him.
how
You
does
know
he
why
really
I can
slow down the
afford?
team?
You know why I can afford to do this, Ryan? I have Joshua Kimmich who can do the exact same thing that we're going to rely on Kroos for. Spraying those passes is what Kimmich has been doing for Bayern and what he has done for Germany. Gundogan, I'll actually keep. You know why? I can use him in a box-to-box role, and I can expect him to make those late runs into the box and all things like those. The player that I would actually try to add into midfield, and this is where it becomes tricky, because if Goretzka is fit, I would try to fit Goretzka into the midfield.
Yeah.
That's where it becomes tricky.
So what would be a front three? Werner who?
Huh? Guys, don't give me jokes, man.
Gnabry.
Mulan Gnabry is going to start.
And who else is the third
And
one?
based on what I've seen, Kai might be the likely one to start. So that would be it. Werner off the bench and Sane off the bench to run at those third legs when it comes on later.
That's all I'm going to run.
Yeah, run at those third legs.
Run out
But,
the tournament.
You have any input as to the German team, Bobby?
Yeah, man. One of the reasons why I think Germany won't qualify out of this group. This will be his last tournament, as we all know. Pick will be taking over. My thing is, can Low motivate this team? He's been in charge from 2006. If my mathematics is correct, that's 15 years. That's a really long time to be in charge of a team. So can he motivate this Germany team coming into this tournament? Every tournament that Germany actually comes in, they come in as a favorite. But
Pick up in, not this time around.
But for this particular German team, I don't see them advancing out of this group.
All right. Let me correct you on certain things, though. Let me correct you. Because a lot of people say, oh, Germany will make it out of the group, one team. Actually, 3 teams can make it out of the group. Because the top 2 in each group will go through, and the third best place, they'll look for those to finish the quarter. So
I
actually,
think that's
3 teams
how
can make it through.
Portugal qualified the last time and win, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what happened. But
So they're going to search for the best. They're going to search for the 3 best 4th place
will
teams.
be one of the 4.
I don't think any of these teams in this group will be one of the best 3rd place teams.
And it is
I
very
see
possible
a lot of draws in this group.
So many teams will be taking points off each other. It's very possible.
It is possible. And correction, I mean they're going to look for the 4 best 3rd place teams. So the 4 best third place teams are going to make up the quota for the quarterfinals.
Okay, so Germany actually have a chance there.
You mean Portugal still have a chance?
Hungary still have a chance.
That's what I was going to say, because I expect Hungary to squeeze past Portugal. Don't worry yourself, man. Sibosla will squeeze one into the back of the net. But Chris, your take on the German side?
Like obviously a bunch of experience again. Need that for tournaments. But they were just drawn in the wrong group. That's all it is. I can't see them doing anything tactically that will get them out of this group. It's basically France and Portugal. You're gonna have to those 2 teams just don't perform.
You know that kind of
will beat Portugal or France if Germany do it or don't do it.
You know that I love all of you guys' prediction. This is where Germany is at their. This is where we are very dangerous. When everybody totally write us off, this is where we tend to do well. Just like under 21, nobody never expect us to win. Here we are, we're the champions. This time around, Lo is gonna go out on a high, especially with him messing up 2018, being a stupid cunt like some coaches before. But this time around, or yourself, man. Next thing that I want to point out before I move on, it was yesterday the person I was discussing it as well, that the organizers, whosoever organized this competition, did it very poorly. I mean, how can you end up having three particular teams in one group, three top teams in one group, right? And then let's say England win their group. If England win their group, they're going to face the second place team from that group. That is what is going to happen, you know. So I mean, how
Well,
does that make
is
sense?
the luck at the draw, no? Is the luck at the draw?
They could have done it better, man. Come on.
No,
Ryan.
remember when Germany got drawn in the group? I think it was based on the Nation League results at the time.
It's because of the Nation League thing.
And Germany finished last in their Nations League group, so that is why Germany got that tough group.
No, but what I'm saying though, Ryan,
it is Germany's fault.
No,
why the
not.
group stay so? Because if they never come last in the Nations League group and drop to about 20th in the world, this will not happen to you.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not talking about from a German. I'm not talking about a German perspective alone. I'm saying that.
No, remember,
you could have.
It was based on the pots. Germany was in pot 3, so this is what happened when you go in pot 3. You fell off, and you fell into a bad pot.
What I'm getting at though is that they could have done this based on seedings.
So what they should have done? So what they should have done? Give Germany a higher seed when they were falling.
Not necessarily. Ryan, I keep
on.
No, but
that is what I'm saying. If you were in a pot, if you are in pot 3, you're a big name team and you end up in pot 3. What is supposed to be done? That is where you end up.
All right, get France or Portugal in a different group. Simple as that. One out of the two. You cannot go on them with Germany.
You can't rig the draw if that is where you want them to do.
Why not? You are the.
Ryan,
what I'm getting at is
you come last in the Nations League group.
What I'm saying is that they could have just simply used FIFA seedings based on where you're ranked at this point in time when they were doing the competition.
No, but then you see one going inside the groups, they're boring.
So next year they will change it from FIFA seedings if they see that it's going
to Ryan.
And the same thing about Champions League, you know, sir. The groups are boring. I know them start draw Champions League different in terms of the group, the winners for the respective leagues. So you start to have stronger groups. So now you have a stronger group. So now them use the same thing in Euros to have stronger groups. And they're still complaining about it.
What I'm going to ask you, Ryan, is that would you prefer to see a Germany, a France, or a Portugal go home and then you have a team like say, Scotland and those teams progressing to further in the competition? What would you rather?
Big man, is the luck of the draw. You can't
look at the draw. Answer the question.
You can't just take side. You have to, I understand how draws are, and sometimes you're going to have tough group. Spain group is the easy group, the group of life. You're going to have group of life, you're going to have group of death. It's just the realities of draw.
Yeah, man, we know about Supreme Ventures and Victoria.
Same like if Man City don't win their, same like if Man City finish 4th in their league and all of those stuff, and teams in Barcelona finish 4th, you're going to have draws like that.
A different part. Is that
stick to the seedings. That is what you normally do before. Just see the team based on the rankings.
But then you guys, when Champions League was like that, where they were sticking to seedings, no complaints, the groups them too easy and predictable. Okay, we're going to change this thing up a little bit for the groups to be more interesting. They have done that, and you're still complaining.
All right, so Ryan,
because your team is a tough group.
Ryan, going by your
argument. Your team did bad. Your team came last.
Argument, Ryan.
Your team came last in the Nations League, and so forth. Got a tough group.
Ryan, going by your argument. Ryan, just listen to one. Going by your argument, right? Champions League. Let's say they're drawing up with Chelsea, Bayern Munich, PSG, and Real Madrid in the same group. You're going to tell me that you'll be fine with that? No,
that cannot happen. That cannot happen because
it would have
Chelsea will be a seed. Chelsea will be a seed. What's going to happen?
Anything possible. The football is running.
PSG will be in part 2. Real Madrid will be in part 2. So it can't be like that.
At the end of the day, though, for me, if Germany is the better team in the group, we'll find a way to come through. If France is a better team, they'll find a way to come through. Same for Portugal. And as I said before, 3 teams can progress from the group. 3 teams can. So
Yeah. So hope you are one of the 3.
I'm not hoping. I will be. I'm not gonna go like someone and say, "Oh, full this happening." I am going to make it through. But let's move on. Now we're going to go to the team that is the
Everybody's
most talked about
everybody's favorite team.
because
Some
of
love them are here.
because of the English media who build this team as this great team, and because of the producer who keeps on saying it's coming home, and it has failed to reach. And we're talking about none other than England. And I'm going to start off with Bobby on this one. Bobby,
All right.
floor is all
Yeah,
yours.
man. All right. So Southgate has indicated that he knows his starting 11 coming into the first game. I think he's going to be having a lot of problem with his centre back pairing. He has played 2 friendly. John Stone has not played in any of those games. Harry Maguire has been injured. So that leaves Tyrone Mings, you have Cody, and you have Ben White. I think you will have headache in that area. In the fullback region, England is blessed with a lot of proper fullbacks. The midfield, I find it kind of interesting. Declan Rice is going to have a vital role to play. I see where Jack Grealish have gotten the number 7, which indicates that he's going to have a huge role to play for England. Raheem Sterling, he's been to 2 World Cup, 1 European Championship, and he's yet to score a goal in any of those tournaments. So I'd like to, that would be a very interesting selection. He's been given the number 10, and as you know, the number 10, is normally the man for the team. So it's going to be an interesting team. England has not won a European tournament. The closest they have been in is 1996, if my memory serves me right, and the coach was he was the one that cost England against Germany in the semi-final when he missed that penalty kick. So it should be an interesting tournament for England.
All right. Before I get a take it right now, should I reserve it for last? Should I?
Do what you have to do.
All right. I'm going to let Chris go because now I go punch it out there. So Chris, your take on this English side.
Good team on paper again. They have a good problem again. Who to start in goal? That's a good problem to have. They have some competent goalkeepers. Henderson, Pickford, I think Pope.
So they have Henderson. Okay.
You don't like him as a goalkeeper?
No, I'm just saying Henderson is the only competent goalkeeper.
Oh man, Pickford is competent, man.
Pickford will be number 1, man.
Pickford is competent. I think Pickford is going to start. But like I said, I don't really like their midfield. But I like that they have good wingers who are more likely gonna be playing as midfielders. Most time they're gonna be high up the park. Kyle Walker, Trippier, I think they will be up the park most of the time. Raheem Sterling, I don't know if he's ready. I don't think he's in the frame of mind to lead a team. I think this team is depending on Harry Kane. He's the talisman for them, obviously. So I think this team is morely depending on this team goes as far as Harry Kane goes. So I know Josh Carl will be open. Harry Kane doesn't pick up a niggle because this team is basically carrying this team. Because I can't see anyone to really rave about. And
disagree with that. Just as a disclaimer, disagree with that totally because that's a nonsensical point. Coming from a Spanish fan that doesn't have anybody. Disclaimer. But carry on.
Harry Kane is not carrying this English team.
He's not carrying them. Come on, man, Chris. Do better than that. What you call carry?
Ryan, you would disagree with that?
Yeah.
So who would you say is carrying the
I'm
English
not
team?
saying Kane is not the most important player on the team. Just like
But
carrying
he's
the
not
team.
carrying the team.
As if Kane go down, then might
There's
as well
nobody else
go on the next
afterwards.
flight.
Yeah, that's exactly what that's what I'm implying.
Okay.
They goes as far as Kane.
I agree though, but carry on, finish your point.
Yeah, so basically, so I don't really rate the English team. That's why I can say that. I don't really rate. I don't.
Boy, oh boy.
I
So
don't
you're
rate the English team. That's why I'm saying Kane. This team go as far as Kane. I don't really see anybody that's going to wow me. Marcus Rashford, if he comes good, will be good. But I think it goes as far as Harry Kane is fit.
okay. Ryan, you want to chime in now?
Well, I was surprised that if you want to speak on the Ben White situation, I was surprised that he was the choice. But then I look back at the squad
Why
and
this man love jump the gun? So when I talk about the team first, may you punch it out
what you want
afterwards.
to talk about first in the team?
Talk about the squad itself because may I go punch it out was so
Okay, fine. I think it's a very good squad. The squad is versatile in terms of the fact that what we talked about before, that they have players who can play various positions. We saw Grealish yesterday in the free roll and he was poetry in motion with the football. We know what Foden and those will bring to the team when he comes in, what Mason Mount will bring in terms of the positions that he can play. He can play in the front three and he can play in the midfield three as well. So Foden as well can also play in those positions. The problem, I don't know if I should say problem or what, but England is very attacking from the left, and the right side is way more defensive, because if you look at the left going up, you have Maguire.
Stop calling Maguire. Maguire is not going to play. That man is injured.
Maguire is going. No, I mean in terms of the squad and
Take him
who will
out.
like to play. Maguire won't play
Take him
the
out.
first
He's
game.
injured.
Yeah, but he won't play the first game. He's expected to play the second and third and
Not coming back.
whichever games left to play after that. I'm just going off what I'm told. So you have Maguire from the left centre back. You have Shaw/Chilwell. Then you have Grealish, Foden, whoever plays on the left, Mount, and then you have who is on the front, who is in the front three on the left. But when you look at the right now, that is a more defensive side where Henderson, Phillips, and so forth play. Kyle Walker is not as attacking as the left back is. And the only attacking input from the right is who plays in the front three on the right.
Don't agree with that either.
No, if you really look at how England play, they play way more attacking from the left than from the right.
Yeah, they do, but I'm saying I don't agree that generally that's where it comes from. But I'm going to the definition now because I have some bones to pick with this stupid team. I mean, the stupid coach.
Well, the reality of the situation is that's how they play. And somebody pointed out to me yesterday, and I said, "Why you're surprised?" That's how Manchester United plays as well, and most of who plays over on the left side are from Manchester United.
And this man have to bring in Manchester United.
No, it's just the reality. Yeah. It was a Man U fan who brought it up to me, and I pointed out to him, said that's how Man U play, and those guys are Man U players, quite a few of them. So you're going to have that. It's the partnerships that are in the teams, because the right side of the defensive setting is Stones Walker partnership again. So it depends on the partnerships that are in the team from club level to international level as well. So yeah, it's a good team, but it has flaws like any other team in the competition.
All right. So I'm going to jump into this team. So first and foremost, Southgate, if you're not an idiot, Jack Grealish has to start. Just get that out there totally, first up. I'm a Manchester United fan and I'm a big Rashford fan. But just like I called as a Christian, need to sit down on the bench. Rashford, sit down on the bench too. As a matter of fact, you should have been back in Manchester. Anyways, let's get to the team. For me, it would be Dean Henderson in goal. Luke Shaw left back. This is the tricky part because I don't like Tyrone Mings because I think he's an average defender and shouldn't have been.
Nobody likes Mings except Southgate.
Ezri Konsa, who plays as his partner at Villa, is a faraway superior defender to him. Also, Fikayo Tomori, who's at AC Milan, superior to him. As I said, this is where the problem is. Yes, he was a late call up, but I'd actually go with Ben White
Definitely.
and John Stones in right back position because I'm playing a 4-3-3 formation now. The right back position, give me the more attacking of the two. So I'm going to choose Trippier over Walker. And in midfield now, some might agree, some won't. But I'm going to use Declan Rice as the central defensive midfielder. Phil Foden on the left-hand side, and Mason Mount on the right-hand side. That is going to be my midfield three. Up forward now, I'm going to have Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, and Jadon Sancho. That is going to be my team. But guess what? The super coach, Gareth Southgate, I'm more than positive is going to start Jordan Henderson in midfield, Raheem Sterling up front, and Jadon Sancho won't be on the field as well. And also Ben White and Dean Henderson won't partake in that team as well. He's going to play at the back.
I think he picked Ben White because him don't trust Mings. I think White only got that spot because Mings got 2 games and was not good. He could have gotten sent off in the first game easily, and he got a stupid yellow card yesterday. So Mings mostly.
You don't disagree though. And I said it to you earlier on that. As for me, right, I believe that what led him to select Ben White is the fact that he doesn't necessarily need a right back because he already had 3 in the team.
Yeah, so Ben White can play DM as well. And Ben White can play DM because he played DM against Austria. He played DM in the Austria game.
Yeah, but what I had said to you earlier is
that. But I think, really and truly, he got picked because we know Maguire will be out for the first game, and you want a sensible defender.
That is what I was going to get to you with. I was saying that he picked Ben White more of a case where Harry Maguire won't be fit. So guess what? It's better to have Ben White. As for me, number 1, Jordan Henderson should have been called up. Harry Maguire shouldn't have been called up either. Yes, partnership with all of them is good and all of that.
No, if you're going to miss 1 game, so that means Verratti shouldn't be called up because Verratti is going to miss a game. So if you're going to miss 1 game, you shouldn't call up.
Ryan, Harry Maguire won't miss 1 game. Harry Maguire is going to miss all 3 games. That is what I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm a Manchester United fan and I heard that he would have been back for Europa final. Where was he? Harry Maguire is not fit.
Well, yesterday, I'm just going based on what I heard was that his progress is way advanced and he is likely to start training this week.
So
I'm just going off what I heard.
This is where you and I is going to have a punch out. And
no, I'm not there with them. I'm just saying what I heard.
Yeah, man. This is where you and I are going to have a punch out now in a boss. All right. Why is it that you know for a fact that you're not going to let these players out of? I mean, you already selected your 26. Why keep majority of these players on, right, to play the games? For instance, yesterday when England got all the free kicks, James Ward-Prowse stood over all of them. Will James Ward-Prowse be at the tournament? No, he won't. I said it to you, Ryan, that you see, team chemistry going into these games is essential. Bobby pointed it out earlier on. You haven't seen John Stones partner with any of these guys in ages. John Stones has been out of the English 11 for a while. I mean, now is the perfect time to actually
he came back for the qualifiers and he and Maguire were partners for the qualifiers. For the
Keeping E and Maguire. Maguire is not fit. So why not try to partner him with one of these guys? And you said that Mings can't be trusted and all these guys can't be trusted. So
Stones hasn't been available for the...
He could have been. He could have been. You're telling me that because they want to rest this and rest that.
Yeah, but it makes sense. So
Ryan, Christian Pulisic.
You're saying to me that you as a
Christian Pulisic have started the games for US in CONCACAF.
Yeah, Pulisic got his week off. Pulisic got his week off. The week off ended when?
Okay, Saturday. He got his week off. Okay, he got his week off. Didn't the Chelsea players and the City players got their week off and could have been available for the game yesterday? Fact or fiction?
What? No, but I think it makes sense to give the players them week off and make them recuperate. You sound as if you wanted the players to be thrown to play the 26th and the 29th, and then the 2nd of June they must be playing friendly matches.
Listen, Ryan. Going by
You
your
can't do
notion,
that
you
to
said,
players.
listen, boss, you said that Pulisic got his week off. Saturday would
Yeah.
have been the 1 week. So if Pulisic could have come back Saturday, why couldn't the Chelsea and the Man City players come back yesterday? Why?
The coach decided that they did not train.
Boss.
Pulisic plays for America. America is their main player. Pulisic plays for America.
And still doesn't negate the fact that he got his week off and these English players got their
You
week
think if
off. Why?
Pulisic was English, Pulisic should have played yesterday?
May never know. Rashford played yesterday. Luke Shaw played yesterday.
Yes,
What
because
I'm
you
getting
guys
at
played on
also.
the 20. Hold on. You guys played on the 26th, right? Which was a Wednesday. Rashford got a week off. His week off would have ended Wednesday, Thursday. Why shouldn't he have played when he had 3 days to train?
No, man, many man stay up just like how the Chelsea and the Man City
Never
players.
No, man. No, them get time to train.
But what I'm
why
getting at,
shouldn't they play?
what I'm also getting at, Ryan, why allow James Ward-Prowse to take all those free kicks yesterday when you know that you weren't going to select the man? Why not start Kieran Trippier, who is more a dead ball specialist, who you know you're going to use in the tournament, to actually be the one to do those things? Why use a man that is not going to be at the tournament?
Levon, all I can tell you is what you doing. They've been doing it with England since I know myself. They blame the
And that's the
coach.
reason why. And
They
that's why the
blame
reason
the
why
coach.
England got down there.
Every time England seem like they have a talented team, they blame the coach. They don't. Everybody watch the Premier League, so everybody say, "Oh, they must do good," because we see all of them in the Premier League and they look fabulous every week, and then they blame
That's
the
funny.
coach. So you're not doing nothing different, you know. Wait and see when it's done. So get all the blame. That's what they're waiting
But-
on. They do that every
Right.
time. Nothing new.
Chris, what I'm
So
getting at
hold
is-
on. So let me get some from Levon. Your gross is that JWP played and did not get picked.
that is
Because
one. And
this-
two,
that
and
is
two,
this is
Ben
what it
Godfrey.
This is what it comes down to.
And two, Ben Godfrey.
All right. So your thing is that you should have bring in the Chelsea and the City players. So that's Ben Godfrey and James Ward-Prowse don't play.
Yeah, those two didn't have to play because they're not going to be
Okay.
there.
They're not
know
going
that.
to Euros, so it doesn't make any sense why they play.
Oh, okay. So you should have brought in the City players and the Chelsea players who did not train to play. Okay.
Boss, he has Trippier. Trippier could have played for what's his name? Ben Godfrey. He also had Declan Rice in the team. Declan Rice could have played for what's his name again? James Ward-Prowse. He also had Jude Bellingham. He could have played instead of James Ward-Prowse. So I don't see what they're getting at.
Didn't those guys start the first game? So what the problem is with rotating players?
Rotating players that is not going to be at the tournament. What sense does that make?
But how you know that him didn't know that James Ward-Prowse wasn't going to make the team?
Come on, Ryan.
After the match
Come
yesterday. We don't
on,
know.
Ryan.
We
Ryan,
don't
come
know.
on. Look better than that, Ryan.
We don't know.
Ryan, if it was based off performance, James Ward-Prowse would have been the man selected because the man was awesome yesterday. So don't come to me with that crap. Don't do that. Just like Jesse Lingard.
Hold on. Suppose anything go there, run out, and within 10 minutes and pull up something. What happened?
That is suppose.
Exactly.
And
You're playing football, injuries do happen. Then
but what I'm saying to
one
you,
could be in the team now, wouldn't he?
what I'm saying to you is that why not?
Remember, Henderson was to start the first game, and Henderson said he can't start because he feels something.
Well,
So he could have run out yesterday.
But I
and within
already
15
told you
minutes,
what
he
to do
pulled
with
something.
Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson must be on your head. Simple as that.
Him should have been in the tournament.
Simple as
No,
that.
I don't
He's out
disagree with that.
He's out for 3.5 months, you know.
I don't disagree with that.
So what kind of form him can pick up for this tournament?
I don't disagree with that at all. But I'm just saying, you're saying that Ward-Prowse should not have played because he's not a part of the 26. I'm saying, what if Henderson played? He could have easily gone out there, tear something, pull whatever they did tear before, and Ward-Prowse would be in the team now. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Still could have called him up afterwards. I mean, if you need a midfielder. The thing is that you don't. Why do you have Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips? Those are two central defensive midfielders. You have Mason Mount, you have Phil Foden, you have Jack Grealish and Jude Bellingham, and all those players can play in that central midfield position. So you don't need anything. What are you getting at?
His centre back pairing is not good, so he's going to need Henderson at this point.
You don't need Henderson for that.
You know,
Man.
it's five.
Henderson
Henderson
out for
versus
3.5 months, you know.
central midfielders in pick, right?
go again.
You do it's 5 central midfielders in pick, you know. So you can't say you don't need Phillips and this and that when you only have 5.
I never said you never needed Phillips, and I said you don't need
What you
Henderson. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Henderson is the one I'm saying that they never needed because you have Phillips and Rice and those players. And as you mentioned, Ben White can play as a central defensive mid. You also have Kieran Trippier who can play as a central defensive mid. So it's not a case as if you don't have players that can.
Played central defensive mid before. Kieran Trippier played left and right.
I've
never seen him play there.
I've seen him done it.
You've seen him play there?
Yeah.
Where?
I've never.
So you have multiple players that can play that position.
I know White played for Brighton most of the significant part of the season.
He has played for Leeds, Brighton, come right through. So he can play central defensive mid as well. So I mean,
no, I will agree about
the
I will agree on the Henderson. I will agree on the Henderson part, but that's the only part I agree on.
All I'll say to you is that it's a team chemistry and camaraderie going into a tournament, especially when you didn't have
anything wrong. I don't see anything wrong with giving players 1 week off when they took part in major finals. I don't see anything wrong.
Yeah, man. You won't say it until England get knocked out.
No, but why you want the players to be burned out?
Scotland.
Why you want the players to play?
It's not a case of.
Why you want the players to play 50, 60 games for the season and then after them play a final?
Ryan, what are you calling burnout?
What you mean?
You know
that every other team in this before the call-ups, everybody get a week off. All the players got a week off. So why
they got the week off?
The league finished when? The league finished when? The 23rd. The league finished on the 23rd, right? The league's finished on the 23rd. Then you had Champions League on the 29th. So why shouldn't the Champions League players get some time off when everybody else got time off?
Since that's somebody case right now, Sheikh is saying here, every team in the tournament burn out.
And that's what I'm saying. Everybody got time off, a week off. So why shouldn't the Champions League players get a week off?
Right, you guys play
without some time off.
You played yesterday, right? I played today. I saw you saying that why this and that and every player get time off and this and that. Today we started Rudiger and we also started Havertz. We never needed to. Yet we did against Latvia. So you're telling me that England couldn't have done the same thing yesterday. It's just one more day. And those players were involved in Champions League.
Okay, and they get them week off. And the coach, your coach decides they won't play them. England coach decides they don't want to play them.
Because England coach
you go and tell the England coach they must play them in a friendly? Is that friendly?
Of course.
It's not a competitive match.
Ryan, say look at thing one dimensional, but you're building up chemistry to go into a tournament.
Levon, Rudiger get injured today. You're saying a different thing right now. You're blaming the coach. Oh, Latvia. Rudiger injured against Latvia. You say a different thing right now.
I wouldn't have been. You know why? Okay. I'm a person that look at things deeper than what's on the surface. You know why? I look at it and say that there's a tournament right around the corner. These players haven't been together for a long enough time to get enough preparation underneath their belt, so they need to take advantage of whatever time they have before the tournament. Simple as that.
All right. Every coach operates different. England coach decided that he's going to give his players time off. Germany coach also decided that he's going to give them time off, but he decided that they had to play in the last game. So every coach operates different.
And your coach is that
not because
that's when they get the fact.
Not because your guy decides I'm going to play his players a day later. Your game was today, so that's a day later. Means that England coach should do the same thing.
And it means that England coach is an idiot because you have not had enough time to do any preparation. So why not maximize on whatever time you have?
Come last now in Nations League and come last in World Cup group. So I don't know.
Yeah, no worry yourself about that. Just like how England under 21 had the best talents coming right through, and where did they finish? Right at group stage. Germany is champion.
I told you what was going to happen, didn't I?
Come on.
With such man leading the line, I told you what was going to happen.
Yeah, man, don't worry yourself either because Scotland and Croatia is waiting for you guys. But Ryan, any final say? Or Lynch, what's the final take before you go?
You always blame the coaches. You're doing what they have been doing with England team. I see somebody typing about the talent. This is not new. Josh Call can tell them this English team is not new. They always have talent, and after they
That's how I said. Coach is
they
above.
just say, okay, the coach didn't pick this, and the coach them already do. So you already doing it before the tournament, so it's going to happen after as well, because that's what England do: go to tournament, disappoint, and then them blame the coach.
So producer.
I guess every coach just getting it wrong.
And they give him his stuff. So
Exactly. So the producer is just debunking your point. He said that last tournament they did well at the World Cup and they gave him his props.
So and all of a sudden, no good again.
Yeah.
Because there's a bigger difference. Last time out, he had way more time.
Him don't know what him doing.
Exactly.
There's a bigger difference. You know why?
Until Southgate goes into a tournament and does foolishness, I won't cuss him out just yet.
Yeah, because all know we don't yet. Yeah, say you sure which team Southgate is going to pick. Are you don't sure?
Raheem Sterling will start. Telling you. Chris, really needs to have as her eyes on you. So, yeah, man, around here we make things happen, you know.
Okay.
So she said she wants to meet you in person.
Anytime. But yeah, man, don't do like what the media keep on doing with coaches. Levan.
If your coach
don't keep in the tournament yet.
Well, Levan, remember I said it in here last week, you know. So every week we get up and we curse coaches for doing this and for doing that and for not doing this and for not doing that. What if we are the actual idiots?
So Chris, Shakes is saying that she don't really want to meet you, she want to beat you.
No man. You would have said that if I not sure how to.
But Chris, you need it's because a female name I don't want to put it in your name, you know. But boy, secret and everything safe with your boss. Me even Victoria does a safe. You love behind the fence, boss. If a coach does foolishness, they just do foolishness. It's just like I said it. From 2018, I said that Joachim Low is an idiot for selecting the same old team going to the World Cup. I was proven correct. Where did Germany finish? Knocked out at the group stages. So
no, but what Ryan is saying, I
was surprised about that. I was surprised about that one. I would have been was an idiot for picking that team.
I can agree.
He was an idiot.
I can agree that coach is doing stuff different level. Like you don't up for that. You think because your coach do it that way, it means that the rule said it must done that way. The man don't like playing his starting 11 in a game. Him don't feel like doing that.
Before the matches,
his team the best chance.
Before the matches were played, you know, Southgate outlined to the media exactly what was going to happen. That these players will not play any of those two games. The City and the Chelsea players. He said that explicitly. He said the Manchester players will come in and play one game. And he said that he's picking up a squad of 33 and everybody will be getting everybody there. When he cut it he has to cut it to 26 based on the FIFA or the UEFA deadline for the first. And the 7 will stay around to share minutes. And we have seen coaches done this in the past where they pick a group of reserve players and have them around the team and give them warm-up games. We have seen this before. It's not new. I don't understand why this is a surprise.
So we want to get the view of the producer. That will be the final take on the whole entire England issue tonight. So producer, what you
already know the take.
What might say? All right, might say that regarding England that it is coming home, people. Right? This is the year that it is coming home, right? And the team that Southgate should start, right? Is the ideal team. The best team that England have is Kane up front with Sancho and Foden, right? Grealish and Mount behind them. Rice alone as them, and then the back four with Shaw, Reece James, John Stones, and if Maguire is fit, then he can start. But otherwise, with Cody, with Ben White, sorry. So that's the best team, and Henderson as goalkeeper.
All right, Sherwin Bannock in the comment section. It's not just German fans and Levon that believes in. I'm a German. I'm a German, so of course I believe in my team. And if my team is going to the trash, I'm going to just talk it straight up.
And also, what I would prefer if the coach, Southgate do as well, right? I would prefer if England actually come second in their group and face either Poland, Slovakia, or I think what, Czech Republic? Is that the team? One of those teams, right? Rather than winning the group and then has to face either Portugal, France, or Germany. So I prefer if they come second in the group.
Or Hungary.
I don't think England will be looking on it like that. I think they will be going to top the group.
Just like the last World Cup when they come second behind Belgium and then have a nice easy passage right through to the semi-final.
All right, any final say from you guys? Starting off with Bobby.
Yeah, man. Regarding the English team, they have a very exciting team. I agree with Josh with the starting lineup. I think Mason Mount is going to have to come big for England. Southgate, he's been giving me a lot of praise, and he's come big for Chelsea. I want to see Foden on the left flank. For Man City, I was disappointed in Pep when he decided to deploy him back in a midfield role to start Raheem Sterling. I hope Sterling doesn't start none at all. He doesn't come big in the big games to me. Yeah, he's a exceptional talent. Yeah, he will score goals for Man City. He will score goals in the friendly game. But once it comes down to the big tournament, the big occasion, Raheem Sterling has yet to turn up. A lot will be on Harry Kane's shoulder. He's a world-class striker. He scores world-class goals. He knows how to score goals. So a lot will be on his shoulder. On the right flank now, I would love to see Jadon Sancho start. His record for Dortmund is phenomenal. He had a poor beginning to the season because of the Manchester United rumor. He has came back for form and he's performing well for England. We have yet to see him hit the ball running, but hopefully he will be given a chance. If not, he can be an impact substitute. In the middle, Declan Rice, he's proven. He's been linked with a lot of top teams, Chelsea and Manchester United. So I think he would do a solid job in the middle of the park, especially to protect the back four, where England will have a little problem because there's no Harry Maguire to start the season, to start the tournament. So Declan Rice will have to come big for England. And yeah, England, I see them top in the group. Hopefully they will maybe make it to the semi-final, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Ryan, final say?
Let me just name my team since everybody's naming their team. I would have Henderson in goal, but he hasn't played any other minutes, so we know that Pickford will start for some reason. With Maguire out for the first game, it will be White and Stones, who will be partnered by more than likely Shaw and Walker, because Stones Walker partnership has been good for City. And in midfield, it would be Rice and Grealish, and I think Southgate will play a more defensive. Well, it's going to be hard to leave out Mount.
Mount is going to start.
Yeah, so Mount does well with the counter pressing and so forth and the press, because England will, based on what I saw in the two friendlies, especially the one yesterday, England will be playing counter pressing football. So when they lose the ball high, they will press high and try to trap other teams over the end of the field where the ball is. In the front three, it will be Foden, Sancho, and Kane, hopefully. So
basically, I agree with my side except for the right back position.
Yeah, I would agree with the producer.
Producer, let's sit down one side. The man said Walker.
Reece James should start.
I said Walker.
Let's sit down.
I think Stones will need Walker because of the partnership that they have.
Let's see how that one goes. But I see the guys in the comment section arguing about Sterling. Boss, not because Sterling is a born Jamaican, we're going to support foolishness. Drop the patriotism more well, man. Just call us
No, but
a spade.
I mean, Foden take him game for club. Why he won't take it for country?
Exactly, you need to. But just hope that common sense prevail for Southgate, because I said I expect Jordan Edison, Jordan Pickford, and Raheem Sterling to start. And once that happens, it will be catastrophic for them. My final say is that I love the writing of Germany. I love it. Unlike 2018 when the wagon was full, this time we were just rolling a small pro box. Nobody can't hold much. So we're just slightly just cruising along and just taking it one step at a time. Unlike France and England was sparring with
Portugal.
and Portugal were playing with three garbage truck, and they're overpacked. I mean, that's how it will go. Don't worry yourself. We the Germans are coming.
All right,
And
next time we'll become Germany. You're vexed.
no, I don't need you guys to. I don't need you guys to. Wednesday we'll be discussing Spain, Netherlands, and Croatia. But guys, also go out and support Bobby at Rock Sports. You can visit them on Facebook and also Instagram. Go out and support, man. If you want the most authentic jerseys and sports gears, just go and link him. And if you can reach him at Top Rock Sports, just find Bobby page, man, on Facebook. Message him and he'll get back to you. Just go out and support them, man, because we support each other around here. Youths grow youths around here. We don't sit down on talents and let it go by the wayside. We support business around here. So, guys, go out and support the movement by Bobby. Thanks again to all our viewers. It was a pleasure bringing this podcast to you guys. Without you, there's no podcast. And also to our producer, Josh Carlo, makes this possible. Although tonight he was awful. This man up and down the entire comment section talking about his coming home. Coming home to where? Producer, it's not coming nowhere, man. But I'm just kidding, man. Let's see if England will do it. Thanks to Ryan, the Englishman who was here, and the man that is a bad slave. Chris, that man comes from Africa, yet he's supporting a Spanish team. I don't know if that's it. But anyways, big up Chris Lynch. Big up Bobby.
Well, the guy from Bilbao name again? In William?
Inaki Williams.
Williams.
So you're telling me that Chris is following along that line. But I want to say thanks to you guys, and we'll be back here Wednesday to have our next show. Again, thanks to our viewers. Until next time, peace out. So long.